Okay. And there we go. Okay, hey everybody, how's it going? My name's Noah.
Brian.
And this is SignalCrash, talking about comics, cartoons, movies, video games, and anything else that's nerdy. How are you, everybody? Oh my god, we had a fucking crazy week.
Yeah, we did. We missed you last week.
I know.
But that's because I was away.
Where were you?
I was in Florida.
Cool. What were you doing
I was experiencing Star Wars weekend at Disney.
Nice.
So I did that all fun stuff.
Nice.
But now we're back.
Yes.
We watched every single press conference for E3. We are up to date on all of the games coming out and all the hype. And this train doesn't have any brakes, apparently. That's what the internet keeps saying.
Welcome to E3 2014 event for SignalCrash. We're going to cover everything. We're going to cover everything that your Facebook and Twitter has already told you, but we're going to tell you what the opinion of two frumpy dudes feel.
Yep. And we are not the people who...
That's pretty good.
We aren't the kind of people who are all like, Call of Duty, bro.
Yeah, we're going to talk about everything but Call of Duty.
Actually, first up on the list, let's go in order. I want to start with Microsoft because they did their press conference first. They're always the ones who, I don't know how they always get the short end of the stick, but they're always first. And I always say it's the short end of the stick because
people compare them.
Proven that once they go, Sony changes their press conference before they go on based on what Microsoft just said. Yeah. And every year Microsoft goes first. I feel like they should switch back and forth.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my own thing.
When you go first, I feel like in anything...
You set the bar.
You set the bar, and everyone can just go like, you know what? He said something about mangoes. I'm going to say something about double mangoes. You know what I mean? Like, on purpose. No matter what... Like, and how stupid that sounds. But that's the point, is they're always going to try to one-up every day of the week. So...
But let's start with them, and actually, ironically, the first thing up was Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
The new one.
So we're going to talk about it.
Advanced Warfare, I believe, is the name of the game.
Because
it's the next game in the Call of Duty series made by Sledgehammer Games and a little tiny bit of Infinity Ward, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I could be wrong.
Infinity Ward, yeah, they're in there.
But this game is very weird. It's kind of a mixture between... From what I see, a little bit of Titanfall, a little bit of Future Soldier. Simply because you could double jump, you got an exoskeleton, so you could kind of, I don't know, you're extra strong, you can rip doors off cars.
Yeah, they have like Iron Man kind of armor things, you know. They were trying to showcase like you're super powerful in this one.
I mean, for me, the only thing that really set it apart from all the other Call of Duty games for me is the HUD was interesting, simply because there really wasn't anything. It was all in the gun. Yeah. So you don't have like mini-map, you don't have like weird text going all over the place. You don't have like your grenade count down there kind of thing.
Right.
I mean, I guarantee you they'll probably add that in because they probably forgot, so they'll make it all over the place like Call of Duty normally does.
Yeah.
But that's the one good thing I saw out of it. Bad things I saw out of it. The trailer was absolutely ridiculous.
It was boring. It was boring. It was brown and gray.
It didn't make any sense. The trailer didn't make any sense. The grenades looked stupid. The smart grenades.
You had such a problem with the grenades. Okay, so
it's so lame.
If you haven't seen it, basically the guy's like, "All right, serious, gun, shoot things, serious." And then he goes, "You gotta use the grenade." And he pulls out like a little cylinder, it looks like a soda can, and he flips like to what kind of grenade he wants it to be, and he throws it, and it doesn't land anywhere. It just goes in the air, stays in the air, and goes. Whee!
And shoots off like a bunch of rockets to stabilize itself.
Little sparks. So, whee! And then he goes, ah! And it just flies at something and it blows up.
It was so stupid.
I think it looked weird.
So stupid. And they also added lasers in this game and everything. I don't know. It's one thing to be
They're trying to make
the future Halo. In the sense of realistic future, because we are actually working on exoskeletons for soldiers. We're doing that kind of stuff. But the whole, like, lasers, smart grenades, like, they went a little bit further into the future, which I think didn't Black Ops 2 do that, where they went futuristic-y thing like that?
Well,
the problem, set in like 2015.
Yeah, the problem is basically like I feel like they want to sell you Call of Duty, but they really don't. They want to sell Call of Duty and put the title of Call of Duty on it, but they're also like, you know what? People still like Halo. People still like Dead Space. People like that future exoskeleton adventure game, you know. So they're gonna make that, and I feel like that's what this is. This is Call of Duty making their own Halo game. It looked more like a Halo game than the Call of Duty.
No, it still had that huge Call of Duty feel to it.
Well, I'm talking in a just aesthetic generalization, like of just like, look, oh, there's a laser gun, there's like a fast, there's like weird kind of, it's like the weird tech. It's kind of a gun. You know what I mean?
The game still looks stupid.
Well, yeah, guaranteed.
I haven't played a Call of Duty game since Black Ops 1, and I didn't even buy it. A friend left it over my house, and I played it for a bit. That was pretty much it. I had no interest in playing Black Ops 2 or Ghosts, and I mean, we're just not huge Call of Duty fans.
Yeah,
you guys might be.
Yeah, exactly.
So
check out the trailer. It
might be the best Call of Duty game they ever come out with, but we won't know until millions of people buy it.
Right.
So that was first up for Microsoft, and of course they're going to show that first because it's going to sell the most copies, and that's what everyone's looking for. The general public is looking for.
Right.
And you got it. You can't fault them for that.
No.
We're not going to go through every game, so if I skip a couple. That's just because it really didn't impact me too much.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about like the specific games that really caught our eye, and like things that really stood out, and we're gonna give our 2 cents on certain things.
And we're mainly gonna talk about exclusives if we can, because of course, like let's hit this real quick. The Witcher 3 they showed on both consoles, even during somebody else's press conference. There was a lot of press conferences that showed the new Dragon Age, that showed the new.
Fable.
The Witcher. No, Fable's an exclusive.
Not
but those 2 games they're coming out on consoles and PC and they look beautiful.
You can get them anywhere you want.
The games are going to be great. I never really got into the Dragon Age series, but it's BioWare, so it's going to be really in depth. The story, it's going to be good. It's BioWare, right? Yeah. So it's going to be they do great things over there. Unfortunately, they're one of the companies that's owned by EA, so you'll get bogged down with DLC and weird crap. But the core game itself should be good.
Right.
The Witcher 2 is a fantastic game. It's a more adult title, but it's really cool. It's got everything you're looking for with swords and ladies and killing things.
They have it.
And The Witcher 3 is going to be the same kind of thing that's even more beautiful. And have bigger monsters to kill.
So what else interests you that you saw from the Microsoft thing?
But that's what I'm saying. We're not going to go over. I meant like we're going to touch those, but for the exclusives, Sunset Overdrive. They actually showed gameplay before, but they actually showed the cinematic trailer that went right into gameplay, and it was exactly what the Xbox One needed. It's going to be a really good franchise if they're going to make more of it. But the game just all around looked fun. And it wasn't offering something that every other console has.
It's designed to be fun. Like that's what I like.
Exactly.
There's so many games that are just like they going through the paces. They're trying to make something, and they're losing the focus of like, why are we playing a video game? To have fun. If you achieve that, then that's the point.
The last time I saw a game like this was on the Dreamcast, and it's really exciting me because this is pretty much like Jet Set Radio with guns. It looks really interesting. I hate to compare it to a game and then say with guns afterwards.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But that's pretty much what it is. Like the game's all about mobility, and it actually makes fun of other games for cover mechanics and all the normal things, like chest high walls, the shooter kind of thing. So this game is interesting. There's a lot of different power-ups. It's comic-y. It's got like the boom when you make something explode.
Right.
The squash or pop when something happens. If you shoot somebody in the face, like pop kind of thing.
Right.
It's interesting. It's fun. It's cartoony. It's colorful. It's a game it's a shooter that's not brown.
It's utilizing the entire spectrum of what the graphics can do. Like realism, I don't know. Like for me, it's like I don't really care how real something looks. Like I read an article recently that I really liked. It was an interview with Reggie from Nintendo. He's the president of Nintendo America, and he said like what's your response to everyone beating you out for realistic looking graphics when you guys still make like cartoony stuff? And he goes, honestly, like we want to make something that's fun. I mean, if our games look real or cartoony or whatever, like. Are you having fun? No? Then we're doing something wrong. Are you having fun? Yes? Then that's what's important. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're like, well, what about the fact that you're not being like making HBO on your why aren't you doing all the television stuff like everyone else? It's kind of like we like making games. I mean, if we make a fun game, like at the end of the day, like every question.
There's a TV button.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I'm talking about like this specifically for all of their main features in terms of like what they want to do with their console. Like, what's the main focus of your console? You trying to make it an all-in-one thing? It's like, no, we want to. It has features. You can watch YouTube. You can do your Netflix and all that stuff. But it's supposed to be a game machine. And like, I don't know. I appreciate that. I appreciate Nintendo saying that, because it's like it still should have the mentality of, we want to make fun games. You know what I mean? So whatever studio, it's not just Nintendo. There's plenty of other studios that have that mentality, and I feel like that should be the point. You know, at the end of the day, should make a fun game.
So Sunset Overdrive looks really interesting. I'm probably gonna pick it up or at least look into it.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks fun. And Xbox, the Microsoft press conference went further and then talked about games that were out on the original Xbox that they're now not remaking, but they're taking the IP and doing something new with it.
Right.
Most recently, they did Killer Instinct as a release title. Everyone really liked Killer Instinct back in the day, and they just redid it. They updated the engine. You still do all the crazy combos.
It's like Mortal Kombat 9. They
pretty much, yes. Yeah. And the new game they're doing is a really, really obscure game that apparently not a lot of people heard about, and I've never heard about it. I actually had to look it up.
Phantom Dust?
Yeah, it was an Xbox One. Sorry. It was the original Xbox game that was actually never really supposed to be released into America. It was released in Japan like months before.
Right.
And then a third-party publisher came along and was like, why aren't you guys publishing this game again?
Right.
So, and it was already localized in English, but Microsoft was like, we don't think people are going to like it, so we're just not going to publish it.
Right.
But a third-party company came in, published it, and it became a huge cult success. So it's one of the most sought-after, hard-to-find games, apparently, on the original Xbox. And that is the next.
If you can.
That is the next game they're rebooting. So that weird trailer that you didn't understand. It was like two wizards fighting each other
in
kind of thing.
Streets and the whole world.
It's not a fighting game.
No.
It's hard to explain. Look up the first one. I can't even explain it.
Look up Phantom Dust.
Phantom Dust.
Watch the rest of the show, then look up Phantom Dust. Take notes. Write all the things you want to see.
I've never played it, but the game looks really, really fun, and I'm actually happy that this is a game that they're going to continue the IP with. So I'm looking forward to Phantom Dust, or whatever it's called.
Phantom Dust.
Phantom Dust, apparently.
Check it out for Nintendo.
So that's the second game that I'm really going to look up. I totally dismissed it when I first saw the press conference.
Yep.
But then once I researched the original game,
and you knew what it actually.
I'm really excited for it now.
Yeah.
I mean, Microsoft, for this press conference, showed a lot of games. They showed nothing but games, in fact.
Right.
Which is good.
Because they can't say the T word. They'll get in trouble.
Yeah, because the internet will yell at them.
Yep.
If they said TV. So...
Don't say that, Brian. People are not going to like us anymore.
I'm just saying.
You can't say that word.
So it's funny. They're bringing back games that were cult classics, making them new. They're bringing back all of your Halos in one disc. That's the last thing we're going to talk about from Microsoft.
Why leave your Xbox plugged in when you can have all the Halos on one disc?
For $60, you get Halo 1.
Halo 1.
The Anniversary Edition, the one that came out last year that was totally remastered. They're completely remastering Halo 2 and putting it on the same disc. You also get Halo 3 on the same disc, and the newest Halo, Halo 4 on that disc. All for $60. All the multiplayers are on the original engine. Why are you making that face?
What do you mean? I'm amazed. I'm blown away.
You're giving that sarcastic look.
I'm sorry. No, I'm serious. That is cool. I think it really is cool. Please finish.
It's all of the entire games on one. I'm gonna hit you.
Two disc. Okay, go ahead.
On one Xbox One disc, which is good because people don't own the original Xbox. So going back and playing Halo 2 or playing Halo 1.
It's cool because it's always nice. I don't know. I like collection boxes. Like if I don't have, I personally like if I like a series, I want to get the individuals. But if you're not like a person who wants to collect games or you didn't have access to the originals at the time, buy the box sets. Like that's awesome. Like the Metal Gear Legacy collection. Like oh my god, you get Metal Gear 1. You get Metal Gear 2 and 3 and 4. See, I played into yours. Anyway, but yeah, no, like stuff like that's really cool. I always appreciate that. So I definitely think that Halo fans are going to get
better than the original Metal Gear Solid collection that gave you the
2, 3, and half of. What do you mean?
But they gave it to you on the original media. Like, box set. You get a box set for PlayStation 3.
I saw that.
Oh, and you get Metal Gear. Oh, you know PlayStation 1. Fuck you.
Yeah.
We're giving it to you.
PlayStation 1 was a PlayStation 1 disc. The other one was a PlayStation 2. Yeah.
What an awful box set. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was.
I love Metal Gear. huge favorite, but really, okay. But this was good that Halo's doing this because it gets a lot of people caught up on the story. There's a lot of people caught up on everything for when Halo 5 comes out.
Right. Just can't go wrong.
No, you can't. But going back to summarize Microsoft, they did nothing but talk about games. They did everything that people yelled at them for not doing last year.
Yeah.
So they talked about games. It was the best showing Microsoft has had in years. It was really, really good. They didn't talk about any other consoles like a white Xbox One or a blue Xbox One, or they didn't even mention the fact that they're going to sell Xboxes without the Kinect. Oh, need that.
Oh, we have a TV.
Yeah, I said Xbox. My Xbox One was on. Yeah. But like they didn't even talk about the Kinect-less Xbox One.
That's
true. They didn't talk about coming out with a different color console or another bundle or a slim version of something.
Right.
Like that, because I'm not making fun of a different company. I'm saying like 2 E3s ago, they'd always talk about, oh, here's a new 360 we came out with.
Right. Exactly. And I appreciate that.
They didn't come out with any of that. They didn't talk about anything. It was literally just software. It was just games.
Right.
And they needed that.
Right.
Next up, EA. EA talked about sports. Next up, Ubisoft. No, but seriously, EA kind of just did talk about sports. And one other game. It was the newest Battlefield game, and it's pretty much Battlefield Cops and Robbers. It is Battlefield Hardline.
Oh,
Battlefront, sorry.
No, it's Battlefield, but they also showed Battlefront.
They showed both.
Did they show gampplay?
Star Wars Battlefront, they showed a trailer.
Did they show gameplay?
Was it
cinematic? Then shut up! So they yeah.
That's not it.
So they showed Battlefield, which they talked about that for a good half an hour of their hour-long press conference. It looks really good. I'm just really hesitant. They're doing a beta, which is needed. They've done a beta for the past 3 Battlefield games, I think. But they're doing a beta for it. It's going on now, so if you want to get into it, sorry, it's too late. But I'm hesitant towards it because of all the problems that were in Battlefield 4.
Right.
So I'm not going to rush out and get into the Battlefield game if it's going to be filled with bugs and filled with crap.
Right. Exactly. I mean, they should take the time to actually build out something of a product rather than just rush it out, which they do a lot. I do enjoy, though, that it's a cops and robber kind of thing. You have a heist going on. Cops are going after. And there's a mechanic where you don't necessarily kill the robber. You can actually like tase him or take him down like with melee, and you actually like handcuff him. Oh, that's cool. You take him in. You zip tie their arms. Oh, it's like Narc. It's like Narc. Pretty much. Yeah, because you actually get more money and more points if you detain them. So it's a very, very interesting turn for Battlefield. But again, bugs. If you play Battlefield, wait and see. If you don't, whatever. So, I mean, the EA, again, they talked about Battlefront, Star Wars, the new one. Star Wars. So, I mean, I made a tweet, we made a tweet earlier, I think I did, about, yeah, I did. I was like, okay, here comes EA. Let's see what they're going to do about... I'm going to tweet that right now just in case. No, I did. I was like, okay, well, let's see what's going on with EA. Let's see what they're going to do with their Star Wars IP, seeing as all their other Star Wars games are no longer canon. Yes. That's true. I made that little snarky remark. So, apparently they're coming out with a new Battlefront, which... Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I am too, but they're like 3 years too late. You know that we actually got a Battlefront 3, but they never released it, right? You also know that there was a fan mod of the third one. I think it was Modern Warfare. 4. Yeah, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Yeah, it was a Call of Duty mod. Every skin, everything they changed was Star Wars. That's cool. And they just used pretty much the engine. There was like no other asset they used. Yeah. And they made a mod for it, and it was actually pretty interesting. That's cool. It's kind of like how somebody from the ground up built GoldenEye again. Right. So yeah, but the whole thing with the Battlefront was they actually were 99% done with Battlefront 3, like back in like the Xbox, like PlayStation days, and they were basically like, yeah, no, we're ready to go, we're ready to ship. We just need to put the ad money into it. And Lucas goes, you know what? I don't know if we should put the $100 million into advertising it. And it's like, but the game's done. I do have to say, though. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt. You're fine.
I'm really happy they didn't, because it would have involved the new trilogy of games. So you would have had Goongas. Goongas, sorry, that's how you pronounce it.
Gungans or Goongas?
Goongas.
Anyway.
And they would have been a playable character, and it would have been stupid. So I'm kind of happy they didn't push it back. But at least we're getting it, everyone. At least we're getting it.
Battlefront.
What? You know what they released instead? Was Lord of the Rings Conquest.
Okay.
It was Star Wars Battlefront, but instead of Star Wars,
it's Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
No worries. I just did that for fun.
But, so, again, EA didn't really impress me. They talked about Madden. They talked about... I'm pretty sure they talked about FIFA. I don't know. They talked about...
Go!
We're not huge sports people, so... Sorry. They did show NHL, though, I think. I think they showed NHL. NHL looked beautiful.
Hockey. You know what hockey game is great? Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey, Blades of Steel, NHL 06. You want to know why those three? Because Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey was a fun game that you could punch your friends in. Blades of Steel had a great opening to a video game, and it was a really good hockey game. And NHL 06, you can go to GameStop and buy that for $2. I was in the mood to play hockey. I bought it for $2, and I played it. The end. Hockey is fun.
There was actually NHL 95 for the Super Nintendo. It was probably my favorite hockey game.
Oh, was it good? Nice.
Very good.
You know what I recently discovered that Acclaim made? A really, really good fighting game for the arcades. It was called WWF Road to Victory or whatever. But it was this really well-designed fighting game, but it involved all the old wrestlers from back in the day. So you can play as Randy Savage and Hitman or whatever. And it's wow, that's really cool. I was just watching footage of old fighting games, and apparently it was yeah, I know, it was just an underground treasure. All these wrestling fans were loving it, but fighting game fans were whatever, it's probably just another wrestling game. Because every wrestling game back then was nothing but do a weird thing and then they kind of do this, and that's all it was. This was you actually do moves and you could do cancels and juggles, and you're what the hell? I said, yeah, I'll show you footage of it. I was really impressed. So, right on.
But moving on was Ubisoft. They had the same kind of showing they did every year. They had Aisha Tyler go up and do her thing.
Girlwood.
Pretty much, yeah. But they actually had some pretty impressive games. I was hesitant towards a co-op multiplayer Assassin's Creed, but once I saw gameplay of it, it looked smooth. It didn't look out of place. Oh. It looked interesting.
You did a good job.
So if people have it, I will gladly play with them, because I'll probably pick it up. I didn't pick up the most recent Assassin's Creed. I played 3 was the last one I played.
Mm-hmm.
But the multiplayer in it, the actual multiplayer, is really, really fun. You'd really enjoy it too.
Yeah.
It's a great time.
I like that.
So I'm looking forward to getting the new Assassin's Creed Unity.
Yes.
I like the time period in it as well. I wasn't a huge fan of pirates. So I do like the French Revolution. I think it's a really more interesting, more violent time of history that they should have explored a while ago, and I'm happy they're actually doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to Unity. The next thing that they talked about that isn't an exclusive, but we're talking about Ubisoft, we're not talking about a console creator now.
Right.
Was The Division. It's a Tom Clancy Division game. It looks amazing. It's a third-person shooter. It's hard to explain. It's you're in a city. It's not even an MMO. It's it's an open world.
Go play
team-based
The Division.
Tactical shooter.
Go play The Division.
There's cinematic trailers for it. There's multiple gameplay trailers for it. Unfortunately, the game was pushed back to come out in 2015. We don't have a release date in 2015.
No release date.
They pushed it back, but I'm not mad they pushed it back because the game looks great. It's been looking better every year.
It looks really
originally
cool.
Showed it last E3. So it looks better every year. I hope that they flesh out the size of it and make it a solid quality game.
Right.
That game is on the front of my radar. I'm looking forward to that game. I was looking forward to that game when they announced it last year. So I'm really happy they're still moving forward with it.
There we go.
Along the Tom Clancy train, they are making a new Rainbow Six game. Now this is weird because from the gameplay trailer, it didn't even look like a real gameplay. It looked like it was staged. But if anything, if it's like that trailer, it looks a lot like Counter-Strike.
Yeah, it does.
It looks
really
a lot like Counter-Strike.
And I feel like that's the idea.
That is the idea.
Yeah,
I feel like that's really the idea.
We made Counter-Strike with a different name, and we're making the money off of it. It's like, okay.
But like you can blast down walls, you can shoot through walls. It's okay. This is what I like in a multiplayer game, and this is why I'm not a huge fan of Call of Duty. I was a huge fan of Gears. I'm a huge fan of Counter-Strike, and I feel like this game is going to be really good because what I enjoy is people not running into battle, guns blazing, dying and immediately coming back in 2 seconds. I think that's stupid. I enjoyed the execution style of Gears, where it's 5-on-5, originally 4-on-4. Somebody dies, they're out until the next round.
Right.
So you screwed up. Sorry, you're out.
I like games with goals. Like that's what TF2 like. Wow, I really like TF2 because you're doing something other than just killing.
And that's what's really good about Counter-Strike as well. It's either
absolutely. I was just about to get there. Yeah.
Plant, defuse, or hostage.
Right.
It's great.
College. I think honestly, I think CS:GO or just Counter-Strike in general has to be hands down one of the best shooting games ever. This first-person shooter, and honestly, it's like a lot of people really look at like, oh, I don't really like first-person shooters, but neither do I really. But like, there's something about where it's like, okay, we're a team and we have to do an objective, and we're against that. You know what I mean? Like, it's so much more of a team game. Same thing with Team Fortress. So much more of a team game rather than just like we're just shooting.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I really like about it, because I do have a lot of friends that I play with. I'm trying to get more people into CS:GO. The problem with Counter-Strike, and that I feel like might be a problem, or will actually should be different because Rainbow Six will be easier.
Right.
Is Counter-Strike is hard, and that's why people don't flock to it like they do Call of Duty, because there's no aim assist. You can't spray because it actually there's recoil.
Yeah.
You have to buy your weapons every round, so there's an economy. So you can't just go, oh, I leveled up. Now I'm going to play with this super awesome sniper rifle every round of every game that I'm going to play.
Right.
You have to do well, win rounds, get money, buy your gun, and if you die, sorry, buy it again next round. Oh, you don't have enough money? Sucks for you.
Have you heard about what Street Fighter is actually planning for Street Fighter V?
No.
Okay, so Street Fighter 4, pretty balanced fighting game. I think that it's probably one of the best 2D fighting games for the current gen. They did a really good job of making that balanced and fun and innovative and everything. And Capcom, for some reason, they've always been looking for ways, ever since Street Fighter 4, to make gamers who are really bad at fighting games be really good at fighting games. So what they did was they're like, okay, so we're going to make Marvel next. We made X Factor, which is like, now we're 3 times as powerful for 20 seconds. But then tourney players abused that, and then weaker people couldn't really do that. So they made Simple Mode, and Simple Mode, whatever, have fun with it. But that wasn't enough for some reason. I don't know. Then they made Cross Tekken, and they made it where all you got to do is 1, 2, 3, and then you get to do a combo. You only had to press A, B, C, and you did a combo. Wasn't enough. They didn't like it. Then they sold you gems. They made you more powerful. So that didn't, no one, that was stupid, So now Capcom, who's not really making many good decisions, they're planning out right now Street Fighter V, and they want to set up new ways for new gamers to get into fighting games, to make it accessible, and they make it where it's easy. And their words, we are looking into a pay to have advantage system. What a horrible terminology for whatever the fuck that means. That sounds horrible. So wait, so that means we're on the same playing field, but if I spend $5, I'm going to do more damage than Brian? That's called cheating. That's just me buying a game GD, isn't it?
That's pay to win.
That's literally pay to win. I don't understand. How is that any more fun than let's both learn the game? Oh, you're better than me? Damn. Maybe I should go practice and learn how to fucking do something. Or why don't you do what the 3DS did? The 3DS version made it where it's you can play normal controls, or you can play button map controls, where when you press Y, you do a Hadouken. And you press X and you do a Shoryuken. And the creators, the developers, their reasoning behind that was, we want to make it where players learn when to do attacks, not how to do attacks. That made perfect sense. Bring that back. That solves all your problems. Everyone bitches about fighting games going, okay, I got to go do this and then that, and then I do the move. Oh, it's not working. I'm not really good at it. It's like, well, practice. No, I don't want to play. It's like, oh, shit, that's a bummer. Then make it one button for some people. So then they can, you know what I'm saying? Like, give them a nerf where they can't do everything, but give them that I can press one button and I can do a thing. Make them feel good. Don't allow people to spend money. Because, one, either nobody's going to do it because you spent $60 on a game. Now you're going to spend an extra $10 to get a DLC to make you cheat. Will you?
Or everyone's going to do it.
Or everyone's going to do it, which I really think. Honestly, if you look at some of like the posts and everything like that, people have been posting online, people are like, we're not buying into this. And they're like, I guess Street Fighter 4 is the last Street Fighter game. Whatever. Who cares? Street Fighter 4 is amazing anyway. Who cares about Street Fighter 5 then? And they're going to shoot themselves in the foot so hardcore. Like, why? Like, why do that to yourself? I don't know. And you know what, too? They're gonna split the community down the middle too. If they follow through with this, there's gonna be online mode where it's gonna be the actual players and then Babby mode, and then people are not even gonna play Babby mode. It's kind of like the gems. People don't even want to deal with the gems when they play. Whoever played Cross Tekken, they're like, fuck gems. But then you had to play with gems online, so people just, whatever. People just stop playing the game. People just play Street Fighter 4. So at the end of the day, I really think that trying to increase a game by making it, make a game easier. I don't care. That's fine. But I feel like the perfect solution, I literally, I love the 3DS version for doing that. Because I love introducing Street Fighter to people by going like, here, play easy mode. Play easy mode. Learn when to do the Hadouken. Like when I jump and I land on that shit, wow, you got the timing right. Great. Now, step 2. That's like kind of how you teach people how to tie their shoe or how to put food in their mouth and not all on their face. Like you walk through the steps. And I don't know. I think pay to win is dumb. That's my rant. There you go.
So long tangents aside, I going back to Rainbow Six.
Oh wow, yeah, we were talking about Rainbow.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I was in the middle of a comparison.
I'm sorry.
I think this game will be more approachable to people. Yes. So I think people who can't play Counter-Strike or don't want to spend the time to learn it, I think it's going to be more approachable because I think there's going to be the Call of Duty style aim assist. That's what I find really funny. Sorry, going back to another tangent. I think it's really funny that a lot of people who play Call of Duty don't actually realize there's an aim assist.
And they think they're bad.
They think that they're that good. So I think they're going to have a little bit of an aim assist in there.
Yep.
I think they're going to make it where there's going to be a dominant strategy, but I think once you learn it, you can kind of figure out how to do things.
Right.
What I do enjoy, you can reinforce doors, you can reinforce walls, because you can shoot through doors and walls.
Right.
They have portable cover. They have blast charges to go through walls and doors to make new openings. It seemed interesting, and it was a hostage situation in this trailer, so there's actually an objective to do, which they usually do in Rainbow Six games. So
that's cool.
Ubisoft did a really good job. They're showing the games that we all knew they were going to show, with the exception of Rainbow Six.
Right.
So they didn't push any boundaries, but they had a solid showing. One more thing before I leave. A lot of people have been giving Ubisoft crap for their exercise game they came out with.
Yes.
But it looks really fun. It looks really interesting, and they didn't make it. But here's the thing: it's for the Xbox One, simply because they all have Kinects.
Not anymore, but
yeah, I have one and I love it. I don't care who's spying at me. Hi, Xbox One.
They watch the show.
Yeah, they watch. That's what the NSA is watching too. They're just not going through Google Plus.
Yeah. It's fine.
So
they're commenting right now.
Every satellite just went.
Yeah, right.
What do you say?
Wow,
he said a bad word.
We have 5 million viewers right now. Weird. No, but sorry. Going back to it. Normally, the exercise games that everybody's been coming out recently is a Pilates game, or it's a yoga game, or it's here, do this exercise.
Hey man, people do Pilates too.
Now, but this is what's fun about this. They actually made it to where it records you doing an exercise.
Oh, that's fun to watch.
And then you try to beat yourself. Like if they're not necessarily exercises. They're more of games, like physical activity games.
That's cool.
And you can either challenge a friend or your past self. So it actually shows that you're improving and leveling up.
Oh, that's cool.
So I
get it.
Exactly.
It's like Mario Kart ghosting.
Exactly. It's getting better by comparing yourself, your current self, to your old flabby self.
And you judge and self-loathe yourself.
Yeah, so if you feel really bad if your fat self is continually beating you.
I got an 89, and I'm going to do so much better next week. You get an 82, and you're like,
I shouldn't have had those donuts.
I'm going to eat more ice cream.
Yeah. But the game actually looks fun. It's stylized. Yeah. It's really interesting. And a lot of people gave him shit for it. I was like, why? That game looks amazing. I want to try it when it comes out.
Yeah.
Maybe I could lose some of my manly figure.
Okay.
And gain even more manlier figures.
Let's do that. Confirmed.
Okay, so moving on, because we are taking forever.
Okay, so my turn. I want to talk Nintendo.
No, that's last.
You want Nintendo last?
No,
because they went in
chronological order.
All right, cool.
Next up is Sony.
And we'll share Sony.
They ended the last day.
Yes, they did.
And I'm gonna sound a little biased here. I honestly feel like Microsoft and Sony switched press conferences from last year because last year Sony talked about nothing but games. This year Microsoft talked about nothing but games. Last year Microsoft talked about TV and new stuff they're coming out with and new gimmicks and not much games. Sony did a whole lot of TV. Did a whole lot of, we got a new color console coming out.
Let's talk positive for everybody, though.
I know, I am. Right. I talked about negatives for Microsoft. They also talked about peripherals they're coming out with. And I'm not saying the peripherals look bad. I'm just saying it's funny because they just switched press conferences.
Yeah.
So for positives from Sony, what exclusives did they come out with that really caught my eye?
I don't know about you. I really like that Endless Frontier plane game.
Yeah, okay, that
looked
was
gorgeous.
The greatest thing.
Oh, man.
But here's the thing that I have a problem with it. It looks really, really interesting.
Yeah.
The controls look smooth. But what do you do in the game?
You explore. You actually can find space stations. They explain all this.
But, no,
you can actually.
I watched it. They just said, but is there an objective to the game, or is it like Minecraft where you just go?
No. You're actually going to be able to. There's two different modes. There's actually going to be an explore mode where you can just kind of Minecraft do whatever you want. But there's also going to be an objective mode where you're going to go and solve problems on planets and stuff like that.
Okay, so that's interesting.
You're going to be like a Star Trek. It's going to be just frontier. Watch that footage. It's great. You can actually fly through space, go into the atmosphere of a planet, and then the game is literally just the planet now. And then you can just leave if you want to and just soar. It's all seamless.
And
too.
what's really
cool.
interesting about it is this is actually an indie title.
Indie title, yeah.
Which is odd because the best showing from the company's press conference was something they have nothing to do with.
A lot of the indie games are really cool. Honestly, Sony is really, really pulling out all the stops to really support a lot of the indie developers. Even some of the studios that I've been working with, they've been really, really hands-on and working really strongly and firmly with a lot of the people with Sony and with the developers to give them what they need. So I think that's why we're going to see a lot of really cool indie titles, and they showed a lot of really cool indie titles. So, I mean, Xbox as well. I think this year was a really good time for indie games in general. But yeah, no, there's going to be a really good hookup for a lot of studios that really kind of need that support, which is awesome. And they're making fucking awesome games. So that's cool.
Exclusive for Sony though, The Order 1880 something.
Steampunk shooter game.
Yeah, it's you fight werewolves.
We'll see.
The trailer looked really good.
Oh yeah.
The gameplay trailer they showed, they should have chosen something different. I feel like the game is way better than the trailer they showed.
Oh yeah, dude. The thing is, they're always gonna make these trailers to appeal to the Call of Duty fan, hey, you should buy our game. Look at BioShock Infinite. They were doing that too. Even with the cover and everything like that, they're we're literally trying to appeal to that mass group. But play our game because our game is really cool. And you kind of, it sucks, but they kind of have to be competitive in that sense. So I have a lot of faith that The Order could be good. There's potential there,
I do enjoy the fact that the developer of the game has come out and said it is not in 60 frames per second. We made the game in 30 frames per second, and a lot of you might be annoyed, but you're annoyed because you don't understand frame rate. You just hear a bigger number and want the bigger number.
Oh, of course.
He was like, we're doing it this way. It looks smoother. It's more what your eye is used to right now. If you guys play your 60 frames per second games, you'll get used to it. But every single game you've been playing on your PS3 and your Xbox 360 is 30 frames per second, and this is what you're used to.
They shouldn't.
And this is what I know. They shouldn't even have said how many fucking frames are in the game.
Numbers. You should not give people who don't understand numbers. No,
because they just hear bigger ones.
Because they go, I want the 120. It's like, you don't understand what that means. It's like, but I want that. That's such a bad thing. Like, literally, it's like we were just talking about that too, how Technobabble is so dumb. Where it's like, oh yeah, you know, the interface of the database of the bits are great. You're like, that doesn't mean anything. Like, so those numbers really don't mean anything to anybody except for if it's higher, you don't want to pay that. If it's lower, you want to pay that. If it's higher and it's a good thing, then you want the good thing. But it doesn't make any sense to you. It doesn't mean anything to you. You know what I mean? Like, I always see people, like, they're always like, oh, man, I got to go buy a hard drive to hold my photos. And it's like, cool, okay, great. So what are you going to buy?
Are you going to buy a 500 gig for, like, $20? You're going to buy the 2 terabyte for $100.
Right.
Oh, the 2 terabyte!
The 2 terabyte's bigger. I need that.
How many photos do you have? You
don't.
Got a gig?
Yeah.
Then why are you getting 2 terabytes?
Yeah, you don't need that, but they think it's bigger. It is bigger, but they think it's better because it's bigger. I don't know. It's you don't buy a 30-room house if you have one kid.
So other exclusives that Sony's coming out with, Bloodborne. It is. Do you like Dark Souls? Do you like the original Demon Souls?
Like Demon Souls?
Do you really like those games? Then you'll love Bloodborne.
There you go.
If you don't like them, pass on the game. It's that kind of challenge. It's that kind of unforgiveness. So there was no gameplay trailer. It was just a theatrical trailer.
Yeah.
It was a CG trailer, so I don't know much about it.
Right.
And because I didn't see any gameplay and I don't own a PS4, I didn't look into it anymore. But the game looks interesting.
Check it out.
If you like that kind of thing. It's
Check
zombies.
it out. We got to see a new Metal Gear trailer.
We got to see a new Metal Gear trailer 2 days before E3. And they actually made a joke about that in their press conference, which I'm really happy they acknowledged it, and they still showed it anyways. It
was really good.
But, I mean, I do forget, though, they did have less exclusives in their showing.
Yeah.
What else was there?
We're not glazing over fucking Metal Gear. I want to finish talking about Metal Gear.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. That trailer was really cool. That was a really... Did you see it? Did you see the Metal Gear trailer?
I watched every single press conference.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool. Snake was all pissed, and he almost stabbed a kid with a knife, and he rubbed all the cocaine on his face. That wasn't cocaine. That was really sad. He put ashes, and he was sad. Good trailer, though. I think it was really cool. I'm excited.
Do you know what the coolest part about the trailer is?
What?
They finally fixed what he looks down sights with. It's the first cinematic trailer where he is dominant right-handed.
Oh, in the eye.
He looked down his left eye.
Yeah.
It's the first cinematic trailer where they did it right.
They proved
because there's so many screenshots of Big Boss going like, and there's an eye patch on his eye. You're like, what are you doing? I know it's muscle memory because that's what you used to look down, but you can't aim like that. But come on, you're a soldier.
He's solid, dude. He's Big Boss. He does not even need to see. He could close his eyes and do this, and he'd kill everybody. Shagohod's gone. Kidding me? Whatever. It's Metal Gear.
It was a very cool trailer.
No, you know what? Here's my answer. I changed what I just said. Nano machines. So if you play Metal Gear, you'll get that.
Oh my god, it's like the midichlorians of Metal Gear.
Oh god, don't even. No, anyway. But yeah, no. So Metal Gear was great. I liked the Sony press conference. I thought it was pretty cool. There were some hiccups. There's hiccups everywhere. All of this.
Okay, and here's the thing. I defended Microsoft on this last year, and I'm going to defend Sony on this year. Sony had a lot of sound issues in their press conference, where you heard people talking, but the microphone wasn't working, and the microphone would cut in and out. That is not their fault.
No.
That is the AV guy's fault. That has nothing to do with Sony.
You know what that is? that is the bitch of doing live.
Love live shows. Understandable.
It happens all.
I defended Microsoft for it because it happened to them last year, where games, the trailers just didn't have sound. And I'm going to defend Sony on it too. Right. Do not judge them because there was a glitch in their presentation.
I always hear all the people who go like, "Oh, but that guy should have gotten fired for that." It's like, you know what, man? Give him a break. Setting up stuff live is hard.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just a pain in the ass.
With that aside, I do think that it wasn't the worst press conference of E3, but there was a lot of boring parts in Sony's. Yeah. They did talk about they had some guy come out and talk about a TV show, and he clearly had nothing to do with Sony. He just had a deal with Sony that his show was coming out. Yeah. So he babbled for a good 15 minutes.
Yeah, and he wasted time.
Yes, and you could tell that the Sony press conference was running long, because they just kept talking about things they didn't talk about.
We're still on stage. Let's just do it.
Exactly. So it almost went 2 hours. Yeah, an hour and a half press conference almost went 2 hours. But Sony did a good job, I think. They kept their same fans.
Yep.
I don't necessarily think they made more, but they kept their same fans.
Yeah, people are interested still.
I think the company that made the most fans, but we'll see if their console actually moves, because everyone's saying their games they showed were amazing, but when you ask them, okay, are you going to go out and buy the console? Was Nintendo. Nintendo had the best press conference of E3.
Easily.
One of the reasons why it was the best press conference is it wasn't a live press conference. They still had an E3 booth.
They thought it out.
They still had a following. I'm pretty sure they actually still filled an auditorium and just showed the video. They actually did.
They did. And they had like all day long events going on too.
But they had a pre-recorded video this year, like last year.
And it works.
It was the one press conference that made me feel like this company understands its audience.
Absolutely.
They had Robot Chicken sketches in it.
Yeah, they hired Robot Chicken. They got Stupid Monkey and Shadow Machine to work with them.
They made not insider, but like deep Nintendo fan jokes. They made...
Go watch them online. They're really good.
They made their higher-ups do funny things.
Yeah, they had like a big fight scene, like a Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon movie. It was really hilarious.
It was Iwata and Reggie.
Yeah, the two presidents, the president of Japan, the president of America, just going at fighting each other like Dragon Ball Z. They had fun, and I feel like, and that's going back to full circle. The interview with Reggie. He's like, Nintendo's all about having fun. We try to have fun with everything we do, and that's what we want to do in the future, and whatever.
And this is awesome. This is what's great about it too, is it's gonna sound like we're really, really into Nintendo, and we do enjoy it.
Yeah,
but
we like everything really.
Reggie is actually involved in a lot of the games that they come out with.
What
I feel like the higher ups at Sony don't get deeply into the games. The higher ups at Microsoft don't really get into the games because they do more than just games.
Right.
Like, Microsoft is a company in itself.
Exactly.
Sony is a company in itself. They do more electronics.
Nintendo is a game.
Nintendo is just console games.
If you listen to Shigeru Miyamoto, like the creator of Mario, Zelda, and Metroid, he even goes like, look, you play with this. This is a toy. And there's nothing wrong with it. That's not making it a baby thing. That's just something we have fun with. A toy means we have fun with it. So Nintendo is just a fun thing to have fun with. I don't know, that's a great mentality.
But and that's the thing. Going back to it, the higher ups are actually involved with it, where they talk about, because the Nintendo office isn't gigantic. Everyone knows the higher ups. They are all on speaking terms. You don't need to make meetings necessarily, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You'll see Reggie walking around the halls. If a new game is coming out and they're testing it, they call Reggie. Come down and play this game. See what you think about it.
Reggie goes to the Nintendo World Store in New York all the time to just hang out and hey, you guys want to play Mario Kart? Sure.
So he actually plays the games that he sells, which is really interesting. But Nintendo showed a lot of really interesting things. They announced 2 more characters for Smash. 3 characters? 3. Oh, 3, yes. 3.
Mii Fighters.
They showed
you can now play as yourself, or whoever you want to make. You can play as Palutena from Kid Icarus, the goddess, and you can also play as Pac-Man. Pac-Man has been confirmed. It's pretty cool.
Oh, I just thought of something. Literally just thought of something.
Okay.
So you know how Wii Fit Trainer, you can get the male or female version?
Yep.
Do you think an alternate skin for Pac-Man, they put a bow and eyelashes on him?
That'd be adorable.
So he could be Miss Pac-Man?
That'd be adorable.
Because it's still the same character model.
Confirmed.
Just with eyelashes and
it's true.
A bow.
Confirmed. And lipstick.
I think that would be really funny
Confirmed.
if they did that.
Do like high heels with the shoes.
Right?
It's perfect. Oh, yeah. That'd be great. I like that you could also do male and female villager, too.
Yes.
That's really cool.
And, of course, that goes without saying, male or female me characters.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think it's really cool, and the whole thing with the Mii's, like you can actually have like brawler, which is like more of a fist fighter. You can have swordsman, like the sword master they called it, where you're a weapons expert, and then you can have gunner, where you have like an arm cannon like Samus or Mega Man. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool. So, and there's also confirmed the launch of customization with your stats too. Every character is actually gonna have 36 different move sets, and you actually get to plot it out how you want to do it. So you can actually build out your character that way, which is, I think, is a really cool extra thing they did. So I appreciate that. I think Smash is going to be a really, really fun game. Definitely very excited for it.
They also showed a new Legend of Zelda game.
Yes, they did.
If you want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Amora showed up. He directs a lot of the Zelda games. And he showed up and he goes, all right, look behind me. This is the footage for the new Legend of Zelda. This isn't a cutscene. This is literally what the game looks like. This is the in-game engine. And they showed just like a vast field, like super far. You can actually check it out, the trailer online. And they have announced that this is gameplay. So you see the mountain in the far, far back over there? You can walk there. Like literally just go there if you want. And the main reason why they want to make it so open world and expansive is the fact that like the magic of the first Legend of Zelda and why the first Legend of Zelda is treated as this like golden icon of video gaming. It's not because of the series. The series is amazing, but the first one, there's something really cool about the first one, and it's exploring. It's the idea that you are dropped in the world and you're literally just go do things. And you discover items and you find out how items work. And the whole universe can just evolve and adapt. And you're not told like to pull yourself along. And that's what was beautiful about Legend of Zelda. It was literally an adventure. And they want to recapture that with this one, which I think is really cool.
What's really interesting about this game, too, is it is a lot like the feel of the newest Legend of Zelda game for the 3DS in the fact that you do not need to do anything in order. There are dungeons. You will get weapons to progress, but you do not need to do it in any particular order.
Right.
You don't need to first go to Mount Doom. You don't then need to go to the Zoras. But first, you still don't need to go talk to the fucking fairies in the Deku tree. You don't need to do it in a specific order.
I'm not gonna out you. I don't mean to out you, but you said Mount Doom.
No, whatever. I don't play Zelda.
You didn't need to out yourself again. All right,
no, this is the thing. People on stream know. Yeah. I have not beaten Ocarina of Time. Never played Majora's Mask.
Stop talking. Stop. I don't care, but you're gonna hurt someone's feelings.
Why? Just because I haven't played a game?
Right,
I didn't say it was bad. I just said I haven't done it.
That's what you were saying.
I did play the Link Between Worlds. I loved it.
That was a great game.
It was a really, really good game. You finally beat it.
I loved it. Really good.
But I love the fact that there was no order in it. I can do whatever order I wanted, and then I fought the big bad in the end.
That's what they want.
And that's what this is going to be. Everyone the comparison is making is a Legend of Zelda meets Skyrim open world. Where you could just do things. You just go out and do things.
It should be that. I don't think it needs to be so in-depth where you need to like walk in and like find like a rune and figure out how it blah blah blah. But I think it should be like the first Zelda where you can just go and you can like, oh wow, there's a temple. Oh, there's a dungeon here. You know what I mean? Like you discover things. Like light a fire here and wow, there's a thing. I don't know. I like that. Like the first time you ever discover that bombs blow up crumbly walls, I think your head spun. I think everyone's like, what the fuck? That's awesome, you know? And then you do shit. So I'm looking forward to it. I think that's a really, really cool I think it's a really cool game mechanic. I really think that the classic Zelda game really is special, and if they're going to try to recapture that, then that's really awesome. We also got footage from Yoshi's Woolly World,
which is the most adorable looking game ever. The current leader was Kirby's Epic Yarn as the most adorable game, but Yoshi's Woolly World is adorable.
Do you like yarn? Do you like crochet? Do you like cute, soft things that hug each other to attack? Do you like co-oping with soft things bumping into each other, and then like the monsters that try to be scary but they're cuddly. Fuck.
It's so adorable.
Just go play it. Just go right now. I know
the
it's not
sound
out.
effects for Yoshi are so good.
I know. We have big hearts for cute things, so we're gonna play that. We're gonna put that. We'll stream that. We'll play it. We'll get that going. We're gonna get that going. Yeah. So Woolly World, really awesome, really fun game. And what else? I think Splatoon is a new IP from Nintendo, and it is a third-person shooter game, team-based, where everyone has paint, and the goal is to paint the battlefield. You can attack people, and then they get knocked out. Ink. I'm sorry, ink. You ink the whole place because you're all squid people. You ink the whole field, and whoever has the most ink on the field wins. Going back full circle to CS:GO and the Team Fortress 2, man, that's gonna be awesome because it's like. It's not about killing your opponent. It's about doing a thing. So you can actually just sit at your home base and like, or you can go be proactive and ink their stuff, or you can ink people and take them out.
And there's a really cool mechanic in the sense of you move faster in your own color ink, and you move slow in their ink.
And you can go.
You can also hide in your ink, so you can do a sneak attack.
You can launch yourself out of your ink.
So there's a lot of strategy involved. It's not just spray! Oh, we got more. There's actually a strategy involved with it that's really catching a lot of people's eyes.
A lot of work went into that.
The characters are very interesting. They're like squid people.
They're adorable.
You can turn from like a kid to a squid, and it's great.
Yeah, I want a little squid. I want a figurine of the people version, but I want just like a stuffed animal, that big like a little grumpy ass squid. That's adorable. And I honestly, I'm a big sucker for aesthetic. I love color. I love color and things. Like bright colors are really fun. But I love the fact that like the girl characters, their pigtails are like tentacles. They're these little like squid. I don't know. It's really imaginative. It's really fun. It's really it's appeasing. It's pleasing.
Appealing.
It's appealing to the eye.
There you go.
There you go.
Anyway, to try it.
Well, he mixed those two words together.
I was gonna say pleasing.
Yeah.
It's a pleasing. It is. So that's really cool. Mario Maker is awesome.
Okay, yes. I almost forgot about that. You can make your own Mario levels.
Own level.
And then you could post them online, have your friends try them out.
Yep, you can play with people.
Give you like little ratings for it.
I can't wait. We almost got that with Mega Man. Mega Man Universe is going to come out in 2010. It's the exact same game. We almost had it. And then they went, nope.
But now you can do that with Mario.
Now you can do it with Mario.
And what's so cool.
Close second.
What's so cool is when you make the level, you can change it to make it look like the new Super Mario Brothers world, or you can make it look like the 8-bit Mario. It's so cool.
I'm just saying right now, when that game comes out, me and you are locking each other in this basement, and we're doing it for a weekend. Just, I made a level, come back in the room, you walk in, fuck! And it's gonna be great.
So that's gonna be
great.
Fun.
Yeah.
And the last game that I really want to talk about is anybody who played the new 3D World. There were little side missions where you play as Captain Toad, and you try to collect the stars in the area. You can't jump. You need to figure out how to get around the level. It's a square level. You need to figure out how to solve the puzzle, get around the level to collect all the stars.
Right.
Everyone loved it. That was a lot of people's favorite parts of that game. It's the kind of thing where if your friends aren't around to play the 3D World, all the levels, just single player, you can go in and play the Captain Toad world.
Rock them out.
They came out with a Captain Toad game, or they're coming out with a Captain Toad game.
Full-on Captain Toad.
Full-on Captain Toad game.
Full frontal Captain Toad. And I was waiting to do it, you suck. Anyway, that's coming out this year, in fact, which is pretty cool. Yeah, we're getting a lot of games this year. We're getting Smash. We're getting the new Pokemon. We're just getting a remake of...
Yes. Don't say the new Pokemon. It's a remake of Pokemon with Mega Evolution.
Ruby and Sapphire. It's going to be great.
That's like Omega Sapphire and...
Alpha
Sapphire and Omega Ruby,
yes,
or vice versa.
Yeah. It's really cool. That was one of the best Pokemon games. It's so good.
I played the best one of them, and it was Emerald. Okay. It was like the yellow version.
No, I remember. Yeah. It is good. But yeah, no, Ruby and Sapphire is a really great game. That's really awesome. That's coming out. We're getting that this year. We're getting Hyrule Warriors, which is that like action-based. Well, you don't like that kind of stuff. Action-based, I think it's going to be co-op. I think is really important with that. That's going to be a lot of fun co-op. We're getting Bayonetta 2. which looks. You don't like that kind of game. That's okay. Bayonetta 2 is going to be really cool. And you're getting Bayonetta 1 with it. You get both games. They confirmed that. Oh, did you see the costume switch? Mm-hmm. Bayonetta, you can actually play as Princess Peach, Link, or Samus. And they're not just costumes.
They're the moveset.
They're moveset completely. And she even has like with like the fucking arm cannons. So when you're Link, you use the
spin attack. Yeah, you have the spin attack.
Yeah, instead of getting like the runes or whatever, they turn into rupees now, and they turn into like the power things for Samus. And if you're Peach, they turn into coins. Oh, so yeah, when you summon demons, you know it's like a demon fist and a demon foot. Now it's Bowser hand and Bowser feet for Peach. That's creative. And like Nintendo was like all the way like, yeah, no, we're gonna work with you to make this really cool. So yeah, Bayonetta, I really like Platinum Games. I think it's really awesome that we're getting that. So we're getting that Hyrule Warriors. We're getting Bayonetta 2. We're getting the new Smash Brothers. We're getting Pokemon. We're getting Toad's Fart Station. We're getting what's it called? The Wii U version of Smash along with the 3DS. And yeah, man, we have a lot of stuff coming out.
Theater Rhythm, another one.
What was it?
Theater Rhythm.
Oh, is it the Final Fantasy? That's coming out this year? That's cool. Final Fantasy thing.
But now here's the thing. Everyone loved their press conference.
Everyone did. Everyone did.
But do you really think it's going to get people to go out and buy the Wii U?
I'll tell you right now.
I think the only game out of all that that's going to move consoles is Smash.
That's fine. But I'm telling you right now, is the big problem that I saw with the Wii U was it was so spaced apart. Now that we're actually having a constant flow of games for the thing, and they're planned to have a constant flow of the things, I think it's going to interest people. And the thing is, people are going to be more inclined to get that one game. I want Mario Kart. I want Smash. But they're going to be inclined to buy the other games too. I think they're going to be interested enough to try the other games too. And that's the thing too. And they've even said like they have quadrupled their sales since Mario Kart. They're doing really well. Like not really well in terms of like wow, it's such an improvement. But it's even after the first day of E3, they're saying like yeah, no, we have sold a lot of units ever since the first day of E3, so they're doing well. So that's pretty cool. Like I'm really happy that Nintendo is getting the recognition they deserve. And we got hinted at the new Star Fox. Did you see that? Miyamoto like showed Pizza the Star Fox. Oh, another game too. Did you see Project Giant Robot? That wasn't in the E3 thing. I mean, no. So Miyamoto is currently working on a game called Project Giant Robot, and it's literally you're gonna build a mech and you're gonna pilot it, and you're just walking around these big billowing robots, and it's like, but it's all about dealing with like the momentum of being something big. So you have to deal with like, okay, is this awkward to hold? Like, it's gonna be this really fun thing, but he's making it really intuitive with the gamepad and everything. So, and it's gonna be like online battles and stuff. So I think it's really cool. They're in the works, making a lot of neat stuff. So, yeah, I think Nintendo definitely won E3 this year, which is really cool. I mean, I know it's not a contest, but they did win. Yeah, we're going to hear some new stuff very soon. They even said, like, as we go on, we're going to hear a lot of news, just in general, of throughout the year, even after E3. So, yeah. Looking forward to that. So, what did you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. What did you think of E3? Are there any favorite games of yours that were like, wow, I really like this too, that we maybe didn't bring up?
Yeah, if we didn't bring up a game, there are other games that we just didn't have time to talk about.
We'll talk about next time.
A little bit longer. If there is anything you want us to talk about and get our opinion on, I've got opinions on everything.
Exactly.
So I can talk about any game you would like me to talk about. You want to talk about Scalebound? I'll talk about Scalebound. You want to talk about that steampunk game that came out with the 3DS that they're doing, that Nintendo's doing, Project Steam? I'll talk about that too. I don't care.
The show ends, and he keeps talking for 4 more hours. Yeah, it's great. Anyway, so yeah, if you want to learn more, check out that stuff. Check out our Facebook and our Twitter. We're gonna have more information for other stuff.
Yep. Which is Facebook /SignalCrash and @SignalCrash on Twitter.
Hey Brian, I like these videos, but I also want to be updated on them. What can I do to get information from YouTube?
From what?
YouTube.
Oh, you go to our YouTube page, which you're already on.
Cool. And how can I get more information? How can I get updated on the videos?
Oh, you go to our website, which is just SignalCrash.com.
Well, there's a button you can press too on the YouTube page.
Oh, there is. There's a like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, there it is. What is our Twitter?
I already said it's @SignalCrash.
Oh, @SignalCrash. And that's all of them. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. And I've been Noah.
I'm Brian.
And this has been SignalCrash, where we talk about comics, cartoons, movies, video games, and anything else that's nerdy. Thank you very much.
Cool, good show.
Good show.
Other opinions that I want to talk about.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just have tons of opinions. Nothing but opinions. I really think